Good morning and welcome back. It's Monday and we're just working on breakfast. I'm making breakfast pizza this morning, so I have a double batch of pizza dough there, enough for 2 pizzas. That is rising, and I've got my coffee ready, and then I've got eggs scrambling. I think I used about 17 eggs this morning, just what was left in the house. So I'm going to cook those up, get them done. And then the rest of the ingredients, we have sausage gravy left from last night, and right now it looks pretty sticky and thick, but once I rewarm it, it should be pretty smooth, and I can also add some milk to thin it out. We have a little bit of bacon bits left that we're going to use to top these pizzas. That was left from making broccoli salad and things before. I had a little bit of mozzarella cheese, not very much, and then this Monterey and Colby Jack cheese. So I have the dough all pressed out and ready to go into the oven, and for this recipe I do like to par bake the crust, so I turn the oven on to like 400 or 425 and bake them for 5 to 8 minutes, and there they are once they're done. And that's just so that the gravy going on as the sauce doesn't get too wet. So there's the first layer is the sausage gravy going on as the sauce, and then we top it with the scrambled eggs. After the scrambled eggs, then I'm just adding the bacon bits, just sprinkling them on. And you don't have to do this, or you could add a different meat or whatever, but we really do like bacon on these whenever we have it. So then the last step is to add the cheese, and I always put that on top just because it holds everything down and makes it stick instead of the toppings falling off. And there they are after they come out of the oven. We really enjoy this breakfast, even if it is a little bit more time intensive than our usual ones. Breakfast is done. It's about 9:30 and I need to leave here in half an hour or so. Aaron has an orthopedic appointment at 11:15, but he needs particle board for subflooring in the shed that he's redoing as his workshop. So we need to run to Lowe's first. If he can start to walk without the boot, then I'm going to take him to do some work for somebody in our community, pick him up this afternoon, and then he has a fire department meeting tonight. So we need to be gone for all of that, hopefully home lunchtime or a little bit later, and then Elizabeth's staying with the rest of the kids. She's almost 18, so it'll be fine. And then tomorrow we are chasing Dan. So if you're new here and you don't know, he drives truck, but it's kind of a different thing. He does, I don't know, drive-away transport, I guess is what it's called. So trucks get brought in to a depot. So anyway, the trucks, brand new, big trucks get brought into a depot, and then they need to go to like a dealership or to someone who's bought one, or, you know, whatever, a different facility, like to put a bed on it, something like that. So they need somebody to drive them from the depot where they drop the new trucks to its final destination, and that's what my husband does. So he tows a little car behind the big truck. So he'll attach his car, take it from Hagerstown, Maryland is the depot he usually works out of, but he can work anywhere in the country. And then takes it, like today he's going to Salisbury, Maryland, which is like 3 hours away, and he will get down there, unhook his car, drive his car home. So that's what he does, and sometimes we follow him instead of him taking his car. So tomorrow's going to be one of those days. He's picking up a truck. He'll pick it up tonight in Hagerstown, and in the morning we're going to take it to Elkins, West Virginia, and we'll drop that truck. He'll get in the van. We're driving to Parsons, West Virginia, and in Parsons there is a garbage truck that needs to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is, I don't even know, a couple hours, a few hours, something like that. So we will follow him in the van while he drives the garbage truck, and we will get out there, drop the garbage truck, and then he'll get in the van and we'll come home. But on the way we are stopping to look at a bus. So you guys know that our plan right now is to take the entire month of August, and we're going to do what we're doing tomorrow, chasing my husband. We're going to do that hopefully all over the country. We're going to take our daughter to college halfway through the month and then finish out the month. So we have looked at getting a pop-up camper to tow behind our van, but there's a couple of things wrong with that option. So number one, we don't really want to put that many miles on our van. It's already fairly high mileage, but it's in good shape. But we don't want to put, you know, this is going to be 6,000 or more miles probably. We don't really want to put that on the van. Plus, if we do a pop-up, then everybody's in the van the entire time, you know, 10-hour days maybe driving, and they are very uncomfortable, especially for, like, you know, Aaron is 6'2". You can see the bugs, they're everywhere since it's so humid. So sitting in the back of the van is very uncomfortable for him, and especially for long distances. And then also, every time that we would go to spend the night, we would have to find like a campground. You can't just pull into a truck stop or a parking lot or whatever in a pop-up, because I don't know why, they just don't let you. So we looked at RVs, and a lot of the RVs that we were finding were either very, very expensive, a Class A motorhome, which are the really big ones that have like a bus front end, like a transit bus front end. And we looked at, especially they're usually gas fueled, and they're getting like 3 to 8 miles to the gallon, and the ones we're looking at are 30 years old. And so it's probably closer to the 3 miles to the gallon. You know, vehicles lose fuel efficiency as they get older. So, yeah, that was not a great option. We looked at Class C motorhomes, which are the ones that look like a 15 passenger van on the front, and then they have the back where it like comes up over the cab and there's a bed, and then back to the motorhome. But a lot of those only will sleep maybe 6 at the most. There's going to be 9 of us for the first half of the month, 8 of us coming home, and also being able to take what Elizabeth needs for college at the same time. And yeah, so there's not even like floor space in those for, you know, extra people to sleep really. They're very tight. So Dan was looking at schoolie conversions, which is something that we had looked at many years ago, something we thought would be really fun to do, but it costs a lot to convert them. And in Maryland, to convert them to a schoolie, there's like 50 points or something that you have to, 50 points that make it an RV, and you have to get at least 40 of them or something like that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. You have to be really careful about weight restrictions in what you put in them. So that was kind of difficult, but we found this bus, all of this to say, we found this bus that we want to go look at that was a school bus, but a normal school bus has, I think, 12 windows down the side plus the driver's area. A short bus has like 5. This one has 7. So it's got 7 windows along the side of the bus plus the driver's area. They're saying it's probably like 24 feet long, which is reasonable to me. I'm going to be the one driving it. It's non-CDL. They took out all of the bus seats and they put in benches along the sides, like long ways. So there's plenty of leg room. There's nothing else in it. There's no kitchen, there's no bathroom, there's nothing. But that's okay, because we're planning on sleeping either at truck stops where there are showers and bathrooms, or at campgrounds, which the same thing, there will be things there. If we do this, the last 2 benches toward the back we're going to take out. One area is going to be for storage during the day and where Dan and I will sleep at night, and the other half is going to be a very small kitchenette where we can plug in an air fryer, an Instant Pot, something like that. This van bus has a power converter, so we can actually plug in household appliances running off the bus battery, or batteries probably. And yeah, we have a cooler that plugs in to like a cigarette lighter that we could take with us. But the idea would be, like I said, we'd have totes in the back that have our bedding, clothes, you know, toiletries, all that stuff. And at night we would pull them out, take out what we need, put them underneath the bus, and that area then would be a space where we can inflate an air mattress for Dan and I, and we'll run a curtain. And then in the front half of the bus, we can have some people sleeping on those benches, and we're going to get some cots and put them in the center, because there'll be like 4 feet in the middle between those. and we can probably sleep everybody. And so yeah, the downside is that it is Harry Potter themed, and that is definitely not us, but I think it's one of the reasons why the bus is pretty cheap. It's $3,000, and everything else we're looking at is way more than that. And I think it's because not many people want a Harry Potter themed school bus. It's just kind of a niche thing, but it's mostly decals and paint, and so we can change it to be more suitable to what we like. And so hopefully we're gonna do that on the way home. So that's tomorrow, but that also means that I need to come up with food today to take with us tomorrow so that we're not spending money eating out. So I need to figure that out, and if there's anything I need to get it while I take Aaron. So I'm gonna go in and get ready to go. He's filling up the tires on the truck. We don't drive it very often, so I'm checking all that before we go. And yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. I also wanted to say I didn't forget about filming yesterday, but it was really busy. It was Sunday. We had church in the morning, came home. We actually invited friends from church to come and have lunch with us. Last minute, I was just like, hey, you want to come? My house is a mess, but if you don't care, I don't care. And so they came for lunch, and then we had a second service, and the evening we just chilled, but we didn't spend any money. So as far as the financial part goes, we were at zero. We're back home, or I am back home. Aaron went to work, and yeah, we're here. So the doctor cleared him to walk without a boot, so we're very happy about that. The only thing he can't do is swim until the scabs are completely gone from the second surgery. Excuse me. But it is so hot out there. It's like 94 degrees, and we are not used to this yet. So I'm working on doing laundry, running in and out as loads get done, and I need to do some cooking. So I went to Save a Lot, and I bought 2 packages of tortillas, 2 bags of chips, 2 packages of American cheese, an 8-ounce block of cheese, and a 2-pound bag of pepperoni. And so with what I already had at home, I'm gonna make meals for tomorrow. So my glasses are glaring so bad. If I turn it this way, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so that was like $17 that I spent there, and we're gonna do breakfast sandwiches. I have the English muffins that I got last Thursday, so I'm gonna make some of those, and either muffins or breakfast cookies for breakfast. For lunch, we're gonna do ham and cheese pinwheels on the tortillas. I have part of a boneless ham. I'm just gonna pull out my slicer and slice it up thin and do that with home canned pickles on it and like a ranch dip kind of stuff. And shredded cheese, which we already had. And then along with that, we will probably do chips, the chips that I got. And then for dinner, because we'll probably still be out, I'm gonna make pepperoni rolls, and we're gonna have pasta salad. So, and probably some cut up vegetables, whatever I happen to have here. So I'm gonna do that. I need to cut Dan's cauliflower for the week for work. He had one for today, but I need to do for the rest of the week. I need to make him some iced tea. I need to work on something else for him for lunch. I think I'm just gonna do chicken. He likes just seasoned baked chicken, like chicken breast pieces. So I'm gonna do that. And then for dinner, we might do Cajun chicken mac and cheese with some of the chicken that I cook. So all of that is coming up. But for right now, I'm going to just rest for a little bit and try to rebuild my energy for the next part of the day. It's a little after 2, and I need to leave here at about 5:15 to go pick Aaron up and bring him back from this job that he's doing, and then he has to be at the fire department at 7. But either Dan or Elizabeth can probably take him to that if I go pick him up from work. So I'm gonna rest for a little bit and then move on. I'm working on the eggs for the breakfast sandwiches, and I just started the pizza dough. I feel like I've made pizza dough like every day here lately, but doing that, I just sent the kids outside to have popsicles. Okay, I'm in the van and driving to go get Aaron. I thought he was supposed to be picked up at 5:30, but I don't know if he's tired or if the guy he's working for is tired, but he said be there at 5. So I am rushing, I'm sweaty, A couple of the girls are hanging up more laundry now, and I have gotten 18 breakfast sandwiches done. They're egg and Canadian bacon and cheese on English muffins, so there's 18 of those. I did 3 trays of pepperoni rolls. I have the pasta salad, mostly made unless I decide to put some vegetables in it. And I have Dan's chicken in the oven. I'm just going to watch it while I'm gone. So all I need to do yet is slice the ham and make the pinwheels, make dinner for tonight, and make muffins or something for the people who don't like egg sandwiches for in the morning. So that's what we've been up to, and yeah, we're getting it done, slowly but surely. Also, 2 things. First, I didn't mention earlier that Aaron and I got lunch while we were out, so that was another $15, and I feel like the best deal around if you need to go out to eat, grab something, is Dairy Queen. That's where we usually end up. We used to do Wendy's, but they've shrunk their sizes and increased the price. So at Dairy Queen, if you don't know, they have a $7 meal deal. So it's either a 3-piece chicken tender meal or a cheeseburger meal, and it comes with fries, a drink, and a sundae for $7. So that's what we did. So that was another $15 that we spent today with tax and everything. So today we spent $33. And then the other thing is that our neighbor texted and said that he is going to pick Aaron up for the cadet meeting at the fire department. So that'll be one less thing we got to do. Yay.
Look at Daddy's car. Look at the truck. I'm going to stop down and jump Daddy's car underneath that problem.
That little car down there, purple and yellow, big one, is literally half the size of the size.
Yeah. It makes our house look really small.
Mom, can I roll underneath it?
You roll underneath it? I don't think that's wise.
Why? What's this thing? What is it?
I don't know.
What's this thing?
So I'm starting the pinwheels, and I'm adding chives, garlic powder, and onion powder to the cream cheese. And here are all the ingredients: cream cheese, tortillas, cheese, pickles, and ham. So to make them, I just put some of that cream cheese mixture onto a tortilla, sprinkle it with some cheese, layer on some ham, kind of keeping it all to one end so that whenever you roll it up, it doesn't come out the other side. And then we're just going to add pickles a couple of inches down, and then we will wrap them up and let them sit to kind of set into that shape. And then they will be all done. And then we're just finishing out our night with a game of Scrabble, which I won. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.